All right, I'm back. YouTube, I'm back. All right, I decided to do the YouTube video over again, so I apologize. I know y'all like, damn. Yeah, so today is going to be episode two, and episode two is going to be women's sex dreams versus nice guys. And the reason why you see me starting the video off in here is because I wanted to start in here, but we'll go out there where there's actual sunlight and you can actually see my face. So that way we'll be able to, by the way, can y'all hear me? I want to know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Because Jimmy was talking about how you guys couldn't hear my voice. He couldn't hear my voice. So we're moving into this room. So it's a bit of a mess, you know, but need some light in here. So let me come right back and we'll start this video. Okay, people? All right, I'm back. Now let's get this party started. It's 2018. See, look at the new t-shirt I got. Yeah, I know y'all like it. It's a badass t-shirt. I bought it last year. And I also met the people who make these t-shirts. But let's let's get started on this video, shall we? Now, what comes to your mind when women open their mouth and say you're not my type? You know, you get rejected, you get the fake phone number, the fake email addresses, stuff, shit like that. You know what you get? You get women who watch, I'm sorry, I had some food. Apologize for that burp. You get women who watch too much television and too many Hollywood films. Now, women don't want to say it and they don't want to admit it. It's okay, women. You might thumbs down the video. It's okay. You might go in the comment section a little later today and say that's sexist. It's a man's channel, so yes, it's going to be somewhat sexist. But I'm not talking to you ladies. I'm talking to the men who are sexually frustrated and want not one answer, but want 10 answers to their problems. That's where I come in. Women like to watch television about 90% of the time. And they see these men in television and film, and they like to go to sleep or take a shower or take a bath, and they like to fantasize about making love, or those men in television and film making love to them. And then when you see them, the women look at you like, oh hell nah, you can't do nothing for me. And women love to judge a book by its cover. I mean, they do. Women love to judge a book by its cover. And these be the most beautiful, attractive women doing it. So you can understand it. But then there comes a time in this dating society. Hold on. Got a phone ringing. Hold on. Sorry about that. We got house phones in here, and people like to call when I'm recording, which I don't like when they record. I don't like when they be blowing up the phone, because then I had to stop the video and things of that nature. So I apologize for typical audio difficulties. We get a lot of idiots that like to call, and they don't call when ain't nobody. The problem is they call when you're here. I mean, they don't call when you're here. But when you go to work or you go to school, then they call, which is stupid. But my point is, women like to watch television shows like Vampire Diaries, The Originals. They like to watch Once Upon a Time. They like to watch True Blood. And let's not forget Twilight, especially Twilight. And let's not forget 50 Shades of Grey. Now, once upon a time, before these shows were made into television and film adaptations. They were books 20 years ago. Yes, Twilight was a book that was written into a book 10 years ago. True Blood was written into a book 20 years ago. For 20 years, they had no idea what to do with True Blood. Do we turn True Blood into a 4 film trilogy? Do we turn it into a television show? Do we make it into a one-time thing? They didn't know what to do with True Blood for like 20 years. Vampire Diaries was made into a book for 10 years. The Originals was made into a book. And if we take television shows from 1999 to 2016, you're going to see that there's a lot of television shows that influence women to judge a book by its cover. If a woman is fascinated with vampires, she gonna watch television shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Vampire Diaries, The Originals, and Twilight, and True Blood. Now, if you're not Damien Salvatore, or if you're not, Stefan, you ain't getting no phone number and no email address. If you ain't Bill Compton or the badass vampire Eric Nortman, she ain't gonna let you take her out to lunch and dinner. It's true. It's damn true. Kurt Angle style. If you ain't the guy that played Angel, who was also on Bones, you ain't hitting them draws. If you ain't a sex symbol like my boy Chuck Bass from Gossip Girl, you can forget getting the phone number and the email address. And that's if you're trying to holler at beautiful, attractive white women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s. Same thing with some Latino women. But if you're trying to holler at black women, because I know there's some black men that still find black women physically and sexually attractive despite they may be ghetto and ratchet. If it ain't Love and Hip Hop New York, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, if you ain't Ray J or Omar, you can forget trying to hook up with the bitches and the hoes. It's true. I mean, what you want me to tell you? And women judge a book by its cover a lot. And they see this in television and film. Now, let's say if a smart ass come on here and say, what if women don't watch Vampire Diaries, The Originals, Twilight, True Blood, Gossip Girl, the OC, the Tree Hill, 9210, or the short-lived revised version of Melrose Place? What if they don't watch any of those television shows? Then she is a fan of watching movies. There's 50 Shades of Grey. There is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Back when I was a little kid, you didn't see women go to the movies to go watch Batman. Because they was like, that's for kids. I don't understand the story. It's a grown-ass man dressed up as a black. In black, I can't deal with that. I can't watch them kind of movies. But when they directed the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, black women and white women were taking their kids and grandkids to go see Batman Begins and the Dark Knight films, and they saw Christian Bale. And when they saw Christian Bale put on 220 pounds of lean muscle and bulk up to play Batman, black women was like, damn, Batman looked fine. Now, when Michael Keaton was Batman, when Val Kramer was Batman, and when George Clooney was Batman, black women was like, they average looking. They ain't got nothing for me. When they saw Christian Bale, it was like, damn, I got to give me some of that Batman. That's when black women became a hypocrite. Same thing when they started watching The Avengers. A lot of black women started coming to watch the first Iron Man film. Now, you could argue that they come to the movie because Terrence Howard's in the movie. Yeah, they were coming to see Terrence Howard. And you should support a black man in a Marvel comic film. But he wasn't the main character and he wasn't the lead of the movie. Robert Downey Jr. was. So women was like, damn, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, girl, he looked good. And let's not forget when they came out with Thor. When they had Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Next you know, I see black women got t-shirts of Thor. Now you might say she might just be a fan of the movie. No. Bullshit. Anytime you see black women and Latino women or women in general wearing t-shirts of superheroes, they're often doing that because that's the ideal man that they wish to be with. They don't want to tell you that when you're talking to them because they're going to hurt your feelings. They're going to break your heart. You know, you're going to get rejected. You're going to be crying like a bitch. And let's be honest, women don't want to see no grown-ass man cry like a bitch. You know, a woman be like, that's right, tell them. I'm telling you, fellas, women don't want to see you crying like no bitch. You know, if you're not someone she finds physically and sexually attractive, you can forget getting the phone number and the email address. You can forget asking her out to lunch and dinner. Because when women see stuff like this, if you're not Chris Hemsworth, aka the Mighty Thor, you can forget hollering at black women. If you're not Christopher Evans, aka Steve Rogers, Captain America, you can forget it. If you're not bad boy Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, you can forget taking the panties off. I'm just trying to tell you. Now, you can call it social programming. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But this is the goals to show you that looks does actually matter. Now, a lot of these dating coaches and pickup artists will lead you to believe that looks doesn't matter when looks is very important. If a woman has a book of 50 Shades of Grey, 99.99% of the time, she wants a man to look like Christian Grey. I mean, what else? I mean, what the hell you want me to tell you? If a woman is reading books of Twilight, Vampire Diaries, the originals, True Blood, 50 Shades of Grey, that means you don't stand a chance in hell. If she's watching the television shows of the books that she reads, you're in trouble. Because what you're going to find out a lot of times is there's no good deed goes unpunished without a consequence. Now that I explained that to you men, what can you do to stop this from happening to you? Well, there's two ways you can stop this. One, you either watch all the television shows and the movies to try to understand what is it that the woman finds fascinating about these characters, or you try a different approach on talking to women altogether, which I'll talk about in the next video. Now, there is some good that comes out of this. Now, I know it's bad news to you men, but there is some good. The women don't seem to understand that the actors who play these characters in these television shows and these films like Vampire Diaries, the originals, True Blood, Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, a lot of those actors smoke, they drink, they do drugs. A lot of them have a history of violence. A lot of them have unresolved issues with themselves. A lot of them have a sex addiction. And a lot of these actors are nothing like their characters that they play in television and film. In real life, these men have problems. Now, there was a story about 7 years ago. There was this Kevin Kline underwear model, white guy, nice, handsome, good-looking white guy. And every time he took a woman out to lunch and dinner, he would sexually assault these girls. But the charges would get dropped because he was physically and sexually attractive. And you'd be surprised and you would be shocked that the women who would drop all these charges were women who complain they don't want a man to be a creep and a weirdo. But what a lot of these women don't understand is that when these men become rich and famous, these men become targets in society. And they can't just have sex with one woman. They got to have sex with every single woman. Because that's just how us men are. Black, white, Latino, Asian. It don't matter what race of man you are. Man is man. You know, we like to try to smash and pump on as much booty as we possibly can get. because that's just how us men are. Now, it's called the suspension of disbelief. It sounds real, it feels real, it looks real, but it's not real. I know what I'm talking about because I took 3 television production classes at Los Angeles City College. I got taught by Professor Jen Varn, one of the best television producers slash teachers you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. She's a good person to get to know. She'll teach you all you need to know. And if you're on her good side, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, when you get on her bad side, she will break her foot off in your ass. Not once, not twice, but a total of 5 times she will break her foot off in your ass. Good person to have in your corner if you're trying to break into television. Film is a bit of a different story. But my point is, I also took theater. I took acting. And a lot of women see these actors and they think these actors are exactly the way they see them in TV. Look at Mad Men, for example. That television show ran for 7 seasons. For 7 seasons, people was watching Mad Men. Now, a lot of those actors do smoke, they do drink, and they do drugs. And the women fall for that 99.99% of the time. And the man humps on the girl, pumps and dumps her, don't talk to her for 9 months, and go with another girl. And that's also how the sexual assaults that we have in Hollywood also start up too, as a result of that. But it's the women's fault because the women judge a book by its cover. You think a man's perfect, you think he has no flaws whatsoever, and then you're, oh my God. You can't believe that he, this whole entire time, was a sick, perverted person. No, he was always like that from the very beginning. See, when you become rich and famous, you don't just have an agent. You have a PR agent, a travel agent, you have a publicist, and you have a PR team. So let's say I'm rich and famous and I get a celebrity female pregnant. It's going to be in the tabloids. And they pay millions of dollars, if not millions of dollars, thousands of dollars to keep all of the dirty stuff out of the news media and out of the magazine tabloids. And you know who loves to expose dirty laundry of celebrities? TMZ. They are infamous in what they do. They find out all the details of what you've done in the past. What did you do before you became rich and famous? That's how they find out if you smoke, drink, you do drugs, did you break up with your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend. They find out all that out. And they reveal it to the public. And then that's when you people find out, oh my God, I didn't know Mel Gibson was like that. Mel Gibson was always like that. Why are you so damn surprised and shocked? Christian Bale. Why are you surprised that Christian Bale is the way he is? See, people don't know the real personality. And it ain't just women who fall victim to this. Oh no. You men, I'm talking to you men now. I already got on the females, now I'm about to break my foot off in y'all ass. Fellas, there are some men who also find this self in bad circumstances. There's some men who also fall victim to this. How many of y'all, raise your hand if y'all have a crush on Scarlett Johansson, Selena Gomez, Mariah Carey, Tyra Banks, Beyonce, or Nicki Minaj? How many of y'all have a crush on these women, right? Y'all find these women physically and sexually attractive. But because you look at the ass and the titties, you don't see the personality of these women outside their respectable jobs. How many times you've heard stories that Mariah Carey got a skank attitude? All the time, right? But what you don't understand is she's rich, she's famous, she's a multi-millionaire, and she sees 100 faces in one day. In one day, she sees 100 people. Now here you come knocking on the door to deliver a box from UPS or from FedEx, and here you are saying, can I take a picture? Can I have an autograph? And she looking at you like, I've seen 100 people in one day. Now, what makes you think I want to give you an autograph or a picture? Now you call Mariah Carey a bitch because she got a stank attitude. But to tell you the truth, a lot of us men are hypocrites because even if the girl got a stank attitude, we look at how big her butt is, we look at her breasts, and we go, damn, she fine. So that makes us into a hypocrite. We know she got an attitude, but she got that big butt and them big titties. I want to hit it. So that makes us into a hypocrite. Y'all be like, oh, Nicki Minaj got a stank attitude, but y'all want to get with Nicki Minaj. Same thing if y'all watch these television shows, Love and Hip Hop New York, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Miami. Now they got 4 of these bloody shows. And for y'all that love black women, y'all be watching those television shows 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And if you go to the place where they film those on location, y'all be trying to holler at Jocelyn Hernandez, Mimi Faust, Carly Red, if it's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. If it's New York City, you be trying to hit on those mamacitas in Cave Michelle if it's New York City, Love and Hip Hop New York. If it's Hollywood, you be trying to holler at Ray J's baby mama if it's Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. If it's Atlanta, you be trying to hit on Trina if it's Love and Hip Hop Miami. And someone might be a smart ass and say, what if I don't watch Love and Hip Hop at all? What if I watch something else? Well, then you might be watching TV shows like Gotham. Some of y'all love the women in Gotham television show. Some of y'all watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Y'all watch The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow. Y'all be watching Supergirl. And y'all have a crush on those actresses in those television shows. Or if you are a Marvel fanboy, you might love the chicks on The Gifted. See, I know, I see y'all, men. I know what y'all like. Y'all can't fool me. I see y'all. If y'all watch professional wrestling, y'all be having a crush on Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks is like 5'7" and 150 pounds. Maybe 150, maybe 140. And when y'all see her fine ass, you don't even give her a chance to even sit down and talk to her mom or dad on the cell phone. So when she get a stank attitude, it's because she has to go to work 5 days a week. She has to be inside of a wrestling ring 3 times in 5 days. And then she has to do pay-per-view, house shows, public appearances, live tours. Now here you come with your breath smelling like shit. Got boogers in your nose, teeth ain't been brushed, and you like, can I have an autograph, Sasha Banks? Sasha Banks, get your ass away from me. You can't blame Mariah Carey and Sasha Banks for being all stuck up with it. Because what you have to understand is you don't know these people from the sun to the moon. A lot of you men do this. And a lot of you men become manginas and simps and get all in your feelings when someone tell you the truth. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real in this video. And you see what happens to women is there's a movie called Showgirls. It's about 15 years old. It was made in 1995. And the story goes, it was a white girl that left Texas and she traveled all the way to Las Vegas. And basically, she got into a fight with a black girl because this guy robbed her of $1,500, 15 grand. And basically, she ended up becoming a stripper in Las Vegas to make all the money that she lost. And then she got picked up and recruited to be a Las Vegas showgirl. And one day, her girlfriend took her out to lunch for her birthday and found out that her favorite country singer named Garth Brooks was coming to Las Vegas. When she saw her favorite idol, her favorite hero, she was happy to meet him, right? But Garth Brooks wasn't gonna smash or take down no black girl that he didn't find physically, sexually attractive. So he pimped her out to a rookie security guard that was a virgin that couldn't get no booty. And next you know, she taking it up in the butt. Basically, the moral to that story is be careful what you ask for and you just might get it. That means there have been some women who do what you see in that movie. And you know that old saying, do not follow in the footsteps of your favorite hero, your favorite idol, because you'll be disappointed? What I'm trying to say is none of the people you see in the movies and the television shows are perfect. A lot of the actors and actresses are assholes and jerks. You know, they only pretend to be nice because they're a multimillionaire, they're rich, they're famous, they're in the public eye, they have to put on a nice smile on their face. And they all saw The Dark Knight when the Joker said, let me put a smile on your face. Why so serious? And you never see the real personality of a lot of these actors. Remember Mike Tyson, one of the greatest professional boxers of all times, was the youngest undisputed heavyweight champion of the world 25 years ago? Yeah, Mike Tyson told his trainer, I want to date Robin Givens. He started watching these soap operas on television. And he was watching Days of Our Lives, All My Children, One Life to Live, The Brave and the Beautiful. He was watching these soap operas. And his trainer told him, Mike Tyson, with all due respect, I don't think you want to date a black woman that's an actress that does television shows like that. And Mike Tyson found out the hard way. That woman was a gold digger. Now on TV, Robin Givens was an angel, but in real life, she was a gold digger. And then she cheated on him and messed with Brad Pitt. Then she messed with Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all times. Then she messed with Eddie Murphy. I mean, the name just kept going on and on and on and on. And Mike Tyson couldn't handle that. So men fall victim to it too. It ain't just women who fall for it. Men fall for it. You know Meek Mills, right? Philadelphia East Coast rapper, right? Well, he messed with Nicki Minaj. And they tried to tell Meek Mills, stay away from Nicki Minaj. He didn't want to listen. And guess what happened to him? They broke up last year in 2017. Or should I say last year, 2 years ago in 2016, she broke up with him. Put him out of his own apartment that he got. So what does that tell you right there? Never judge a book by its cover. A lot of you men fall in love with these women and you see the ass and the titties, but you never ask yourself, is this woman a psychopath? Does this woman got 5 kids, 10 kids, 15, 20 kids? Does this woman got sexual transmitted diseases? You never bother to ask yourself none of those questions. And women fall for it because women can't get over the looks. So what happens to women is they get tricked. You know, the man has sex with the girl and then don't talk to the girl for 9 months. Men do it to women and women do it to men. So I hope this explains that looks does actually have something to do with it. Okay? Next time I'm going to take this out in the field.